Cauldron-like is the only way to describe it. Today was extraordinarily hot, 43 Celsius at Fuente del Mestre, our starting point, with 177 kilometers to cover, destination the great city of Sevilla. Well, the altimetry told a story. Rolling terrain maybe, no categorized climbs whatsoever, rather unkindly with some of the peaks, but flat as you like for the intermediate sprint and of course the sprint finale to draw this day to a close. Getting there was going to be the trouble. Keeping cool was the task. All the riders on the shady side of the street before we rolled out, and it wasn't long before we had a breakaway established. Only 2 riders took it on. Euskaltel with Geristi and Ibon Ruiz from Kern Pharma. Well, the chase wasn't exactly a sterling one, and in fact the peloton were in kind of jovial mood. Most smiles seemed to be on the visage of Primož Roglič, delighted with his stage win the day prior. The serious business of an intermediate sprint had, though, to be dealt with. Would the breakaway be caught in advance of it was indeed the question. They, courtesy of the fire department, getting themselves a light spray. Handshakes were to be exchanged between the pair of them. How the committee decided on who would get the combativity award amongst that pair is anybody's guess. The line then, the intermediate sprint, was there. Wout van Aert decided to go early, trying to grind down the will of Caden Groves, who, in the absence of a lead-out for this particular sprint, well, he still had the strength to take it. Shortest way home, just nabbed it and narrowed the gap to just 3 points in the green jersey competition. But this, inevitably, was always going to be about our finale. Sevilla is a beautiful city, some wide open spaces out there, but also some hidden challenges, it seems, on the road surface itself, one of which was found by Owen Dool. Down he went, and so did as well Rui Costa, the Portuguese champion, unfortunately crashing out of the race. Well, the pace was at its absolute highest. The 4-kilometre rule had been invoked on the day. By the time we made our last turn, it was almost arrow straight to the line. Keeping safe is one thing, but winning the day amongst 2 very much in-charge sprinters of Caden Groves and Wout van Aert, would anyone have the will? Alpecin de Koenig really set their stall out. Fabulous lead-out for Caden Groves. Could he take advantage of it with so many interested in delivering something and denying that pair? While we were waiting for Wout van Aert to go for it, we knew he'd go long. Everyone else did as well. Shoulders were shared out there. Few lateral movements. And indeed, it was time to light it up and indeed do something very, very special. That's precisely what we did. Wout van Aert went for it on his back wheel. Getting into position, Pavel Bittner. He came out onto his shoulder, and the drive for the line was an exceptional one. The young Czech, would he have the drive to make it home? It was on the throw, and we had to wait for the photo. Nobody knew. A remarkable finish, so close. From the overhead shot, it looked for all the world like Wout van Aert had made it home first. But the look across told an enormous story, and in the end, there it was. 12 centimetres in it. He stands tall, does Pavel Bittner, at 1 metre and 82. Only 73 kilos to the man, but he stood like a giant today, beating Van Aert and Caden Groves in 3rd place, Coquard 4th. What an amazing result. Our stage winner today, Bittner, did it in Burgos. Now, of course, he's done it in a Grand Tour. The green jersey, of course, still belongs to Wout van Aert. He finished in front of Caden Groves. The gap had narrowed to 3 points, but of course he owns that jersey by a margin of 13 now. Overall, well, it has to be that Primož Roglič is still in charge. No change to speak of in the general classification. But a climbing day tomorrow with a ramp finish, that is going to be absolutely part of the mindset of Primož Roglič to have a go at. Let's have a look at it, shall we? Destination at the end of the day is always going to be a challenge, and we cannot wait to get there. Super racing it most certainly will be. Destination Junqueira will be there, and trust you will be too.